YouTube, it's Faye, and for today's video, no, I'm not working on the horizon, even though it's like right there. Actually, in this video I'm not, but we are working on the horizon this week. We're doing a timing belt water pump, and we actually hope to pull the engine and put the new one in over the weekend. So stay tuned to Danny's channel for that. But for today, I want to give you an update on 88's block in the bath. I made some modifications to the bath, actually thanks to some input that y'all had, which encouraged me to go research a little bit more. Found some more information and want to show you where I'm at right now. So let's check it out. Okay, so I still have my trusty battery charger. I love this thing. I bought this thing used. This is such a freaking killer battery charger. However, like I said, it's an intelligent one. So it was turning off and Danny was having to restart it every single morning at work. So what I did was, thanks to one of y'all, actually like a whole bunch of you, like you all know what's up. Like you don't need to watch my how to electrolysis video because you already know how to electrolysis. I mean, I don't know how to electrolysis, but this is just a fun, it's like just sort of fun experiment for me because I'd like heard of this but never done it. Also, a lot of people are telling me to use something I have used before. I think it's called like Evaporust. Now I can't remember. I do have some of that at home, but I will tell you the reason I'm not using it is because it's really expensive. People see me on TV and they think I'm rich, so I'm just gonna let you know I live paycheck to paycheck just like the rest of you. Well, hopefully you don't. Hopefully y'all are doing better off than me. I'm trying. Like I'm doing better than I was, but the thought of filling that whole thing up with Evaporust, like I have a little canister of it and I will use it for small parts, and I'm so cheap I'll strain it and I'll reuse it. Like I'll keep on saving it. Like, so yeah, it's definitely cost prohibitive for me, whereas this bin was 20 bucks at Home Depot. I already had this battery charger that I bought used. These are my jumper cables, and this is just a junk battery that used to be in one of my Supras. So it's like, this is extremely cheap. So also what I did was I changed my anode to be something that is a similar material as the cast iron block. I have a small block Chevy camshaft in there right now. Let me show you. So what this is attached to right here and is running all the way along there is my small block Chevy camshaft. Actually, it's Danny's. And don't worry people, it's stock. So yes, it's gonna be sacrificed, but for the greater good. You can see what's going on with the water right now. Like there's a little bit, there's a little bit of oil that did come off the camshaft, but overall, this is all from the block. And look at how actively the electrolysis process is working right now. Another thing that we were doing is we had, we had stuck the old anode. You can see it's definitely had some electrolysis process happening to it. We stuck it down in the cylinders and watched how the cylinders were bubbling, and it was actually pretty crazy. Just stuck it in the two center cylinders, and the way that it cleaned up the cylinder bore as well as like the main caps, it was, whew, it looked awesome. Anyway, we're gonna just like continue letting this do its thing, and I'll give you another update. Also, like every now and then throughout the day, I'm coming out, checking on it, and stirring around the electrolyte a little bit just to, I don't know, move things around, put good energy and vibes in there, I don't know. Okay, so while the block for 88, the potential new block, is still in its bath, I'm turning my attention to the crankshaft, and also, so this is the crankshaft that was from the turbo block that had a bunch of pitting in it. And then I have the connecting rods as well, a matched set. And then as far as pistons go, I still have, of course, all the stock pistons from the block that spun a rod, which might still be good, but according to Danny, and what my thoughts as well, is that we're gonna be boring this over potentially. So not sure on the pistons situation just yet. But I recently had a friend reach out to me and send me some pictures of his 7M block. Now, as a good friend of mine happens to know my lucky number, my favorite number is 222. He sent me pictures all over the 7M block and was like, oh my God, Faye, there's like all these twos all over my 7M block. Is it a sign? And of course I want to believe it's a sign because I want to believe that I'm like a goddess of all 7M and my lucky number is like on every single block in the universe because of me, but in fact, there's actually a reason for it. So I figured I didn't want this just to be a video showing the progress of my block sitting in its weird little electrolysis bath. I actually want to be some information for you 7M folks out here. So I'm going to show you what those numbers mean, why they're useful, and actually why I'm going to be using them right now. I actually did already go through this process for the block that potentially has to be sleeved. So it's my worst case scenario block. Actually, I do have another hookup on yet another block, but I don't know. Maybe I'll tease that right now. This thing was running up like pretty recently, so I'm thinking that it actually might have a good block. So this is actually, it's in really good shape. I'm so sunburnt, you guys. This is really embarrassing. But for this car, like, I wasn't expecting it to be in like such good shape, you guys. But I don't know, I'm having problems transporting that car here, and I'm not sure if I want 3 Mark IIIs to 7Ms yet. I probably do, so maybe I just want that block to stay where it is. So anyway, the numbers that are stamped into the side of the block actually correspond with like how that particular block has been machined and its specification. And you can actually find the bearing size that's needed when you look at those numbers on the block, and then also look at the numbers on the crank and add them together. It's like, it's actually pretty simple, but I want to show you. So I've got my manual here. So this is page 72 in the engine mechanical section of my Toyota Supra repair manual. And of course, if you do not have this manual, which I highly recommend that you get, I will link in the description below the online TSRM, which if you are a Supra owner, I recommend you just download it to your phone, make it a desktop site. So, or a desktop app, I don't know what that thing's called. So anyway, here at the bottom of the page, it shows the markings on the block and also the markings on the crank. So we're gonna go to the cylinder block first. I'm gonna use as an example the cylinder block from the extremely pitted one. The potential for 88, because the other one is, oh hi Danny. What you doing?
Working on my
He's
440.
got getting the 440 on the run stand. Yeah. And he's got a problem. Danny, what's the problem? You've got
Oh, there's nothing ever lines up.
No.
People think it's easy.
People think engine building's easy.
Yes, and the starter normally bolts up to the bell housing. We have no bell housing. So I just made some adapters. So we got it all nice and solid, and it will run.
But still, it's where it's supposed to be on this side. Like,
yes.
It's bolted up where it should be on this side. And y'all...
It shouldn't be that tight. If you can see.
Danny has, like, his attention to detail and everything is amazing. He also noticed that there's like a little bit of extra spacing. He doesn't like the spacing there. It's too much for Danny. He does not like it, so...
It is so tight.
Yeah, no, it's too much for me too. All right, so when you're looking at the 7M block, here we have the front of the engine, and here we have the rear. Obviously, you can tell that that's the front because we got all the studs sticking out, even though everything else is removed. And we got a couple sets of numbers. So we've got this one, which most people notice right away. And you can see my lucky number, 222. And this one's off just by 1. Darn it! But actually, on the other side, and in order to see these a little bit better, because they are a little bit hard to see, I just put a paint marker on there and then just like scuffed off the top with a razor blade. I just took a picture of my manual. So we have the front of the engine, and right there, right here, we've got our numbers, and it is 1 through 4 in that order. And I know those are upside down, but what we have there, we've got 2233 when we're looking at it, like I almost said 222, when we're looking at it from like the right angle. So we have 2233, and then 5 through 7, 222. So 22, 33, 222. All right. Okay, so we have 88, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2. All right, so now we're gonna move to the crank. So here we have the crank marking diagram, and once again, we're on engine mechanical page 72. And here we have the front, and looking at the front, it's these 4 that are further away from us. And we see that the mark can either be a 0, 1, or 2, and it's 1 through 7 in that order. Here we have the crank. Clearly we have the front. You can see we've got these 2, which also have some markings that are closer to me, but that's not what we're looking at right now. We're looking at these 4 back here, and in order from front to back. Once again, I'm not sure if you guys see this, but all of these numbers, when I'm looking at them the way that the manual tells me to, they are not facing me. So I'm just, don't let that freak you out. I guess just be aware of that. So we've got 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1. All right, it's pretty straightforward. 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1. Now we have some really difficult math to do. And today, hi Danny,
That's my kind of math.
Actually, you know what the great thing is that truly, if you can't figure it out, there's a little diagram over here. So let me. So they do give you an example. So like right here, we've got the cylinder block numbers 1, the crankshaft is 0, and you add the two together and you get 1. Or if you have a 1 on the cylinder block and the crankshaft is a 1, you add those together, you get a 2. So look, people, you don't even have to know any math, and you can't possibly fail. Toyota makes it so easy for you. All right. I would say you don't even have to go to school, but like I feel like school doesn't even teach you this stuff nowadays. It's like, I don't know. I do like to make little columns though, because I feel like it makes it easier. Of course, my columns are a little squiggly. So, all right, so this is just obviously the journal numbers. So 2 plus 1 is 3, 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 1 is 4, 3 plus 0 is 3, 2 plus 1 is 3, 2 plus 1 is 3, 2 plus 1 is 3. Okay, so these are the bearings I'm gonna be ordering. When you call and order your bearings at the dealership, you wanna make sure that you do tell them the bearings in order from 1 to 7. The reason why is number 1 has actually a different part number than the rest, and that's because it's actually a different size. So it's made differently. The rest of these are all made the same, and I'll show you that on the block in just a second. And they will actually, like, they'll know exactly what to order with your VIN and these numbers. So that's literally all I'm gonna need now. Let's say if I was to use that block, which is bad, so I'm gonna do the same thing on the block that's good, but still a possible contender. Danny and I were just looking at this block and seeing how freaking beautiful it was. So kind of frustrating that it's not in better shape, but that's right. So there's that, and I'll show you on the block. So can you see how this one, this is number 1, is extremely wide compared to the rest of them? And even like I know what you're gonna say, well, why isn't the thrust washer a different part number? So there's these 2 supporting little pieces, that the thrust pieces here on the side, and then the bearing ends up being the same shape, I suppose, but it's the same part number. So all of these are gonna be 11701 part numbers, and this one in the front is 11071, or is 11701, 11071. Hope I said that right. If you like to geek out on this sort of stuff like I do, you know, and you're curious, like, well, what do those bearing numbers even mean? So here we go. They actually correspond to like real measurements. Heaven forbids, on the next page, engine mechanical 73. You can see what, like, you can see the specifications for what those are that I'm going to be ordering. So here we have, there's our reference marks. Oh, and there's also a US undersize. Okay. Is that what that means, Danny? So we got the pro right here. He's fixing some wheels. And that's not my battery charger. Don't worry, my battery charger's still out there. That's
a brand new. Well, I just finished saying the best battery chargers ever made.
Yeah, well, someone had a little.
Don't blame the company for a guy that was working there on a Friday.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a Friday. He just wanted to get out there. Danny has a strip
and
bolt in his battery charger. That's fine. All right, so here we go. The reference. Okay, so there's our main journal bore, our main journal diameter, and the bearing thickness. So when I get these, I will mic them and just sort of see if everything lines up, just out of my own curiosity, and because I don't know, because this guy's taught me to double check everything. Also here in this diagram, you can see what I was talking about in terms of like all the bearing sizes, and obviously like these are not drawn to scale, people, but you can see just even in this drawing that the number 1 is much bigger and that the 4 is the same as the rest of them. Not that that matters. It really doesn't matter. So anyway, now that we have finished figuring out this, we're gonna do a quick check on the. I'm gonna do a quick check on what's going on out here. Let's just. Woo! See, there's my battery charger. Wowza! Oh my God! Look at all the rust. Okay, we figured out the formula, people. All right. Well, I'm really excited about this end result. Okay, so now that we have these figured out, which I think are the more difficult ones to see, you're probably thinking, all right, well, so what are these? So these, you can see there's 6 here. These are corresponding to the standard cylinder bore size. So there's a little bit of variation in the standard cylinder bore, and that's what these numbers represent. Once again, they're in order, front to back, and the ones closer to the front correspond with the front, and the numbers closer to the back correspond to the back. So we're front to back. So if I'd be writing this down, it'd be 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 1 through 7. And back to my trusty TSRM. I'm once again on Engine Mechanical, page 75. And here's a little diagram showing the front of the engine and the rear and the cylinder bore size marks. You can see it's 1 through 4. I've said that it's very close to 83 millimeters, and you can see here is the variation. Not off by a lot. These are all standard size. And here, again, is the location of those markings. And you can see you're gonna get a number of 0 through 4. And it's 1 through 6 in that order. So we're looking at it this way, front to rear, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the order of the numbers corresponding to the bore size. So, all right, now let's check on 88 again. All right, so let me catch you up with where we're at. So I thought that everything was gonna be done perfectly today. Danny did too, and we were very disappointed when we both came into work and we checked it out and the bubbling had sort of stopped and the block looked still rusty. We were like, what the heck?
It re-rusted.
Yeah, I'm just like, how did we go backwards? Like, we were so effective overnight. And the electrolysis process worked so well. It electrolysised through my jumper cables. So we had an air gap in the electrical system last night. So we fixed that, and now we're back. This is the almost, was it like, it's like 3, it's like almost 4 o'clock. So toward the end of the day, it's been back on, and we're gonna check it out now. So I think, like, all in all right now, we maybe only have like 20 actual hours of good electrolysis time on this block. So let's see where we're at.
All clear.
All clear.
It's still a go. Ready?
Yup.
Let's see.
We're ready. Oh my God. Wow. Oh my.
And it does a number. You can see it.
It looks great.
It does.
Danny, I think it's just like surface right now. I mean, I'm still seeing rust, but like
it's just
you
like
wipe it and it's gone.
So we'll put it
like
in
yeah.
In the spray washer.
I think it's time to take it out.
It got a little close up there in front. You can see how it. You got to be careful that it will etch it a little bit. But fortunately, this isn't. It's the mains that. Now we also don't know if it removed the rust, and this is what was underneath the rust.
Yeah, that's true. We don't know. Now this is a sealing surface, so we've got to make sure that that is flat. So we may take out the studs, and we can machine that, right? We can make it flat.
And look at the bolt looks brand new.
Oh my God! Yeah.
And this thing was really rusted, so we don't know how bad the rust was.
That's true. Yeah, yeah. We have no way of knowing how bad it was.
Rust,
oh my God! It looks great.
And you can see it doesn't even affect paint.
I know. I might just keep it blue. I might just keep it this crazy little patina blue. Oh,
like
yeah.
That
I love it.
We'll get it in the spray washer and neutralize it.
I'm so excited. There it is. Oh.
Give it a little bath.
Yup.
That'd be a tip. Don't use something you want to keep. Look at that.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
And this is just water and baking soda, so there's no.
Yeah.
It's
nothing harmful in there. Exactly. So what had happened was the anode, the clamp, this part got destroyed. Like, it actually disconnected, and this whole piece broke inside the tank.
Yeah. So copper is look at it. It just does a number on copper.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Electrolysis does.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And also, the anode is sacrificial. So this small block Chevy camshaft is no longer useful.
No, people take a joke. This could have been a Volvo cam. This could have been a Ford cam. It's just ease up, people. It's a joke.
People don't know how to take a joke.
Yes, this is just a sacrificial anode. That's what it is.
It's a sacrificial anode.
We knew it was going to get rusted. We're going
to save it. This is going to be useful for so many more things in the future. This will be our sacrificial anode for everything cast iron from here on out.
And it worked really good because it was longer.
Yeah.
It was longer for the size of the block, and this was one of the keys that made it work really good.
It did,
so
yeah.
We're figuring this stuff out.
We are nailing it. So now also keep in mind that this solution, it's just rust, water, and baking soda. So if you're thinking, well, like, how are you going to dispose of all of this, like, now that you've got this end product? Well, I mean, you can just dump it down any normal drain. I mean, the EPA is probably going to hate me for saying that, but like it's true. Like there's nothing toxic in this water.
There's no caustic in here. The block was already hot tank to begin with, so there was no oils.
There was no oil. I mean, aside from a little bit on the camshaft.
Yeah, and it was actually when it came out a little bit.
And it was
this
clean,
doesn't have any chemicals in it. Baking soda.
Yep.
So now it has rust in it, iron.
Yeah.
So it's probably going to make. We'll dump it outside on the grass, and it's probably going to make the greenest grass.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. So we're not. It's environmentally friendly.
Killer.
Perfect.
All right.
Over to the rinse booth.
So there it is. Here it is. And we got it. After washing it and drying it, it did like do a little bit of flash rusting, but like that's no big deal. So we'll continue this engine build in the next video on this series. So I think this is the block for 88. What do you think? Also, the serial number on it is my birthday. So, just saying.
Meant to be.
A YouTube subscriber saved the day and saved Project 88. So I'm really excited about that. And, oh wait, moral of the story is the electrolysis worked. Yay! So, next video in the series, I suppose, I'm gonna begin the blueprinting process. So, yeah, that's right, people. 88's going all out. I know, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. And I decided also I'm not going to keep it blue. I'm gonna paint it black. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this weird video, and I will see you in my next one, which could be one of any of the series now, because like they're all up and running again. So thanks so much for watching. See you in the next one, whatever it is. Bye. Hey Danny.
Oh no. Pits or scratches? Or none? Or the same things. I don't think 7Ms have an oiling problem. I think they have a water issue.
They have a water issue.
They have an owner discrepancy.
That's okay. Good job, but I think you broke it.